So going back on that fencing thing, we're saying, well, like, what else would you do in that role? You know, if you had to go back and do fencing.
Yeah.
I said
what
that.
would you do in that role? Like, what would you
I do in my, to get myself out of that
to
space.
get yourself out of it.
I say that
like,
as a 40-year-old, right? Because if I wasn't thinking like that when I was 20, I could have been. When I was at uni and I was building fences on the side, why the fuck didn't I go walk down the street on my lunch break?
Yeah, I think
knock on the doors and say, "Hey, boss, if I get
because you don't think like that as a 20-year-old
exactly.
dude.
So
Dude, when I was 20, I was like,
educating.
I want to go. It's smoko. I want to go and have a sausage roll
Yep.
and a Red Bull and a dart.
Yeah. The only reason I started to drink coffee, this is the only reason I drink coffee today, is because we would be building fences. Someone would come out and say, "Oh, hey guys, can I make you a coffee?" I would say yes, just so I could have a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So
funny.
I'd have a coffee. I'd drink the coffee. Oh, thank you so much. I'd sit there for 20 minutes, whatever it was, rest, and then, okay, here's my coffee, go. Not because I needed to wake up. I was young. I was 20, 22, whatever it was. I was working.
Awake.
I was awake.
But
this is what I'm saying. But I was sleeping. Exactly. So I didn't think like that. But imagine I was listening to a podcast like this back then. Imagine I got curious and started self-educating. Imagine I started reading books and I thought, I read this thing in the book, said, "Oi, go knock on some doors."
Dude, I think reading is
just chic.
You know, if I had to give myself, if I had to start again and I was going to share like few habits, reading would 1000% be one of them.
Yeah. Well, I've got kids and I want to get them, they're reading kids' books. My son's getting old enough now where I want to try and see what book I could introduce into his repertoire. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to see what type of book, like it's going to be hard for him to read Think and Grow Rich. You know what I mean? But
why?
I don't think he would comprehend some of the ideas at the moment. And
so what? You think we don't read books now and not comprehend everything?
No, I don't want to start him there. I don't want to put him off it. All right. So I've got to get a book. I've got to try to find a book that I think will be suitable for where he's at in his life right now. So point him thinking about some of that stuff.
Why?
But not that. I'm just thinking that particular book, I think it's not an easiest read for him. Not that he's actually excellent at reading, but I just don't know if that's the right one to start him off.
Yeah, I reckon.
Do you have a library at home?
I mean, I've got a bookshelf. What do you mean library? You mean like this? Do I need a ladder?
Like a room?
A ladder?
Yeah, like an area that provides anybody to just read.
I mean, I've got the shelf that people could go and get it, but yeah, no, nothing specific like that, like you're saying.
Is there like anything blocking him, like from starting to read from that bookshelf?
Yeah.
Is it the PlayStation?
A basketball thing, like a hoops thing. Yeah, that's what I mean. 10-year-old kid has got so many more things to do in this day and age. That's what I mean.
But I think you got to do like the Patrick Bet-David thing.
That's what I want to do.
The pages of the currency in his house.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because I honestly, hand on heart, like if I had to pick one habit, that would be the habit. Dude, I've read a lot of books, but I started reading when I was 26.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You know what I mean? And then I'm like, imagine I started when I was 16. I've only been reading for 7 years.
I reckon I was later than that. I reckon I was in my 30s, like early 30s before I started.
Yeah, and then I think to myself, man, like imagine I started when I was 15 or 12.
I know.
Or 10.
I know.
I'm the same. I started 3 years ago.
That's what I mean, dude. And it like opens your eyes and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I just think, I wish. At one point I was pissed off.
Yeah.
I was pissed off at my parents. I was like, you guys
my dad
didn't do.
too. My dad too.
Why no one tell me this?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? At one point I was pissed. And now, yeah, they said that they did the best they could at the time. Like, it was a different life, right? But it's like, if I had to give myself one cheat code, man, like think about this. Most authors write 1 or 2 books. Yeah, most. And then there's few that have 6 or 7 books. Yeah. But most authors generally write 1, maybe 2 backs. That person is sharing, most of the time, it's years of knowledge.
Yeah, a
that
lifetime
they're
of
putting
knowledge.
into
200 pages.
200 pages. And it's like, you can go and read this thing, and if you spend some time, you can read it in a week. You can. If you just got to dedicate
Absolutely.
time. You got to allow time. It's not going to happen. It's not going to fall into your life. You got to block time out and do
What's
it.
a book? 5 hours? 4, 5 hours? Something like that?
Yeah, well,
Depending
the
how big
best
it is.
way to know is download it on Audible.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
take
what I
someone to read it.
Probably an
And it's like-
average of 9 hours.
Yeah, okay,
Is that
call it
big?
9 hours.
Okay.
So an hour
An hour
a
a
day.
day.
Yeah, you can have it done in 9 days.
And that is in 1x
That is,
speed.
and that is talking the book, not reading fast.
Yeah.
You read faster than you can speak.
Yes,
Yeah?
correct.
You do.
Correct.
And I think we speak at between 80 and 120 words per minute.
Yeah.
You can, average reader is about 150. Average reader. You learn how to speed read, you can read between 400 and 1,000 words a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest cheat code, man. I think doing that and going and learning, that will be the one thing that expands your mind. It gets you out of the position that you're stuck in where you feel like
Yep.
you're wasting time and you're doing all that.
Without a doubt.
Reading book could be a habit. Well, it is a habit. Like
Yeah.
even when you're starting, that might be like a good starting point for your kid actually.
I reckon.
Well, he reads books. He reads fictional books at the moment. So he is reading, which is good. I just want to get that more in a level of education,
So give-
self-development.
Can I recommend a book?
100%.
5
please.
a.m. Club.
Yeah, cool.
It's a story.
Yeah.
Have you read it?
No, I've got it. I've actually got the book at home.
It's a story.
Yeah,
So
and it's like
there's
the
characters.
Go-Giver.
Oh yeah, that's
and
another good book, The Go-Giver.
The Richest Man in Babylon. Have you read that?
I haven't read.
That's a good book too. But that's similar thing. It's a story.
The Go-Giver is a good one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one you could give to him, and he could just read it. There's also another one. I haven't read it, but Patrick Bet-David talks about it, and he says his son's read it, and it's called Atlas Shrugged.
Yeah, right.
You know what?
That is a thick book.
It's a thick book, yeah, but it's apparently a really
It's
good book.
thick as the Bible, man.
Yeah,
And it's got
Have you read it?
everything. Yeah, I've read it. It's a
Oh.
good damn book. I actually told you guys on one of the podcasts. It's about trains. I literally said that
Dude,
on the
it's a-
podcast.
it's one of the most bizarre. I think a guy has the key to something and stops everything, or something along those lines.
So it's about capitalism and trains.
Yeah, but
Pretty much it.
Oh,
Apparently
Patrick
really-
David talk about it.
apparently really good. But he says his son's read it. That's what I
Yeah,
was
and then he goes, he came into him as a dad. We've got to go make money. We're capitalists. We've got to go out and make some money. Like, and he went out and did something.
It's got everything like sex, love, trains, capitalism.
What else? What else do they need?
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. Or if you want to watch the full episode, you can click over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.